resistance.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good morning, everyone. This is the Tin Man, Chris Sheldon, with the Worldwide Resistance Network. Your goddamn white rabbit taking you down the rabbit hole once again. Of course, joining me is good old Reverend Ordo, and this is, of course, the great, the powerful Mouth Monster Blue, the fictitious product that doesn't actually exist because we are not funded by APAC or any such nonsense, no corporate sponsors. We are of the people, by the people, for the people. So if you like this broadcast, please, please, please share the live transmissions, whether it be Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, whatever. Share those live feeds right now. And also check out our online store. Tons of great merch, t-shirts, hats, and so much more. And if that's not your cup of tea, it costs nothing to share the live feeds and absolutely nothing to hit that follow button and subscribe on our various social medias, X, YouTube, and Rumble, and Facebook, all at REALTWWRN. And with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into it. Revan, yesterday was, and the past couple of days, been quite an interesting to do. Melania Trump, after everything that happened in Iran, on a complete and separate note, blindsided her husband, the president, and went public holding a press conference behind her husband's back, declaring that Epstien is not a hoax and that there needs to be, congressional interviews and testimonies, congressional testimonies by the victims. The victims need to have justice and need to be able to get on the congressional record, completely undermining her husband. And in fact, let's go ahead and jump into that before anything else. Let's go ahead and have a look at that video in question, because that shit was.
I got done watching a couple of Alex Jones videos before we started, and he mentioned the press conference of Melania Trump, saying that the Epstein files were not hoax. It's real. Yeah, asking for a straight up investigation, but we all know that that'll never happen because it's going to be, again,
what the orange man says goes.
Oh yeah, even though if it is released, I would bet my bottom dollar that a good portion of it will be like completely blacked out, man.
Quite possibly. But let's go ahead and have a look at that file that you're talking about. Those videos that you are talking about. I've got one ready right here. It is from Alex Jones. Gives a little bit of his commentary as well as the press conference itself. Come on, what are we doing here?
Trump said in statements and on Truth Social and in person with his mouth verbally that if you think Epstein's real, you're not MAGA. Remember that? We'll play you the clips. Well, now, by his yardstick, Melania Trump is not MAGA. His wife is low IQ. His wife's a Democrat Party operative. His wife's a stooge. Because Trump has said, I and others that say, hey, this Epstein thing's very serious, and it goes to the heart of all these matters, not just sex trafficking and pedophilia, but eugenics and depopulation and human cloning and all sorts of evil. There's new Epstein emails they've dug out where Bill Gates is talking to Epstein about killing the stupid people, getting rid of the poor people. Yeah, there's Trump. Trump tells those focused on Epstein he doesn't want their support. But you can then just show all of what his wife said. And this follows the pattern of Melinda Gates, now Melinda French, when she found out Bill Gates was lying about Epstein, how many times he hung out with him, what they were doing. And then the hookers and all the rest of it that he denied. Now it's all admitted, and the diseases and all of it. Remember, first that wasn't true. Now they admit it. That she began to pull back from him and say, no, this is very real. He's being investigated. That's what you saw from Melania. Any way you sliced it, she now is learning what they've got. And she's now learning about how sordid all of this is. And so she came out in emergency damage control. Trump tells MS now he didn't know nothing about Melania's statement, exactly as I told you. So this is a big, big deal. Trump was blindsided by that, just like Musk learned that there was an Epstein cover-up. He went, I'm out, and put out a post on X saying, he's in there, he's covering up, I'm not part of this. Melania is now pulling a Melinda Gates for Elon Musk. And so's everybody else. As the evidence comes out of a cover-up and all the rest of it, everybody's like, okay, we're not part of that. No.
Yeah, he just kind of carries on from there. I want to find the actual press conference. Yeah, I just found it.
I can find it here probably somewhere. Let's see here. Let's see here. Okay. Let's see.
I'm not finding it. I thought I had it, but it's
Got it. Got it.
You got it? Go ahead and send it to me.
Speaking right now at the White House. Let's listen in. If you got hit, even if you were not driving, you need to try this.
Because if you
First Lady Melania Trump is speaking right now at the White House. Let's listen in.
Good afternoon. The lies linking me with the disgraceful Jeffrey Epstein need to end today. The individuals lying about me are devoid of ethical standards, humility, and respect. I do not object to their ignorance, but rather I reject their mean-spirited attempts to defame my reputation. I never been friends with Epstein. Donald and I were invited to the same parties as Epstein from time to time, since overlapping in social circles is common in New York City and Palm Beach. To be clear, I never had a relationship with Epstein or his accomplice, Maxwell. My email reply to Maxwell cannot be categorized as anything more than casual correspondence. My polite reply to her email doesn't amount to anything more than a trivial note.
Granger knows that if your school
I sent a
Yeah, you sent the file, but we heard it in the background. Dash and I's posted in the comments. Barron just came to age to sit on his throne, to sit in his throne. Why not let her fly? Did her modeling agent know Epstein? Where is her agent now? You know, those are actually very good points.
yeah.
I mean, a lot of these people traveled in the same circles, and they're expected to conduct themselves in a certain way or talk about certain things, especially in Hollywood and music. So, and a lot of that has to do with their agents and the people handling them. I'm not sure how long Melania was a model. She must have been pretty well up there even to be able to get close to Donald Trump. Even as far back as what, 98? But as far as her agent is concerned, you know, I don't know what her relationship to her agent is or was or even is now. So that is actually a good question. How far does that rabbit hole go with her agent or subsequent handlers prior to her
She started very young.
marrying Trump?
She started very young, and she did a couple of nude model pics and shit.
Yeah, and Zero just posted, there is an app that lets you know what is going on with the White House. You can't tell me that Trump didn't know she was doing a talk that morning when the notification of it went out at 10 p.m. the night before. That is actually a good point. Now, she may have gone and stated that she was going to do a press conference and maybe said it was going to be one thing, but then turned and did another. That's not uncommon. That's a speculation on my part. But from what we understand, Trump was actually blindsided by this, and he threw a fucking fit, going on a tirade, attacking Alex Jones, Candice Owens,
Megyn Kelly,
and others. I mean, he just went on a tirade. And it's funny because Jones is one of his biggest advocates. Like, Jones is trying to stay on the Trump train. He's trying. It's like Trump's trying to push him off the Trump train, and he's holding on to the rails. Like, no, I don't want to go. I don't want to go. It's really weird. And I think a lot of it has to do with Trump's not actually hearing what these people are saying. He's just hearing what other people are telling him Alex Jones and others are saying. Trump needs to sit down and watch Jones and the others for himself. He needs to turn off the damn TV and just go on X and watch some of the videos. He needs to stop listening to the mainstream, and he needs to go to the source. This kind of goes back to what the same issue that he had with the mainstream media. The mainstream media spinning what he says. And him always saying, you want to know what I say? Listen to my speeches. Trump needs to eat his own words here. He needs to look at what these people are actually saying instead of what other people are telling him they are saying. Dashinized says she wants to walk away clean, but she is like, he needed her as a translator. As a translator? What, she needed him as a translator? I mean, she speaks pretty good English, I think.
Yeah, she does.
I've been involved with Russian women periodically, some with varying accents. Some spoke very good English. Others had that really deep Russian accent that's really hard to shake. But I don't know that that's the issue. It might have been at first, but her having been involved with Trump this long, she's probably fairly familiar with the English language. Zero comments. I also was talking with Batman yesterday when Melania says her husband, she means 45, but if she says President Trump, she means 47. It's an interesting point.
Yeah, a good one.
Yeah. I personally think
she does speak about 7 languages.
I don't know how many languages the man does or doesn't speak.
No, her.
She does seem very articulate. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised. And I wouldn't be surprised if Trump maybe knows a few languages too. I mean, if you're going to do international business, you got to be able to, at least to some degree, be able to establish some sort of dialogue. Trump only knows English according to sources. Again, that's a high probability. I don't know. But me personally, I'm thinking that if anybody's going to force this out, it's probably going to be Melania, because she apparently has bigger balls than he does in regards to the situation. She has no problem just straight coming out. Like, we never hear from this woman, and then she just pops out and goes, yeah, the Epstein thing's not a hoax. There needs to be congressional hearings and congressional testimonies given on record.
Exactly.
So the fact that she came out against her husband on this and everything he's been saying is just wow. So I think if anybody's going to force Trump's hand, it's probably going to be Melania at this point. She's going to start forcing his hand, and at which point, maybe it's not Trump people need to be trying to speak to. Maybe it's Melania. Maybe we need to get into Melania's ear and let Melania do the talking.
You could tell on her face that she's like really tired of that shit, man. I mean, yeah, you could tell that she's tired of it. I mean, she wants this shit gone, exposed, like just basically gone in a way where, hey, release the names of the violators, protect the victims. Well, I mean, come on, dude.
Yeah, it seems like she legitimately wants this stuff to come out. Now, a lot of people are trying to spin it in terms of saying, "Oh, well, she's denying having known Epstein or any of his accomplices." Okay, you can be cordial with somebody as a third party. If I have a girlfriend and my friends are hanging out and their significant others are hanging out with them, naturally people are going to talk and maybe exchange communications from time to time. We don't know how many emails were actually exchanged between Melania and fucking what's her name? God damn it. Her name is on the tip of my tongue. Glizzy Maxwell or Glizzy Nuts Maxwell.
Just Lane Maxwell.
Glizzy Nuts Maxwell. We don't know how many emails were exchanged between the two. It could have just been a small few email exchange. Who knows? Said Trump only knows English. Zero also would like to point out that the emails that has Melania in it were not released with the massive dump. So I'm thinking it's not part of the files and is forged. She doesn't deny the email exchange, Zero. She, in her speech, came out and fully acknowledged that she had communications with Glizzy Nut Maxwell. So, it seems fairly evident that they did know each other to, even whether it be a greater extent or a lesser extent, they did have some sort of casual exchange at most. And Yashinai said she would do well creating an Epstein survivors group as a long-term model starting young in the industry. Dude, oh my God, that is a great idea. Thank you, Dash and Ice. That is absolutely fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
Dude, I gotta go back to the media real quick. Gotta scroll up. Guys, scroll up to the effects. Where are the applause? Where are the applause? Dude, that is just like
Yeah.
beautiful. Absolutely fucking beautiful. I love it. Thank you. This is why I love it when people participate in the conversations, because it makes things so much better, because it's not just about the people on camera. This is a podcast of the people, by the people, for the people.
For the people. Exactly.
Probably one of the only podcast networks that makes the audience a part of the conversation from beginning to end, where some hosts have a hotline number you can call in and they'll take a handful of phone calls. Nah, we got people in the comments section
We could play the rest of the
and are as much a part of this conversation as anybody. Like, look at this individual, just off the cuff, had a great idea, saying she would do well in creating an Epstein survivor group. I mean, that is brilliant. I love it.
we could play the rest of the thing, bro.
What, the rest of the speech?
Yeah.
Okay, we can do that. Give me 1 second. Did Melania know the pilot of the plane, Nadia, was from Slovenia?
Slovenia. Yeah.
Even having been involved with Russian women, I still can't speak the dialect. Let's go ahead and have a look here.
I did send a link to the video.
Okay, so I'm gonna bring that up real quick here. I'm gonna get it booted. And this is the full 8-minute speech, you said?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
All right. Let's see what we got here. Mr. Postman. Share screen.
First Lady Melania Trump is speaking right now at the White House. Let's listen in.
Good afternoon. The lies linking me with the disgraceful Jeffrey Epstein need to end today. The individuals lying about me are devoid of ethical standards, humility, and respect. I do not object to their ignorance, but rather I reject their mean-spirited attempts to defame my reputation. I never been friends with Epstein. Donald and I were invited to the same parties as Epstein from time to time, since overlapping in social circles is common in New York City and Palm Beach. To be clear, I never had a relationship with Epstein or his accomplice, Maxwell. My email reply to Maxwell cannot be categorized as anything more than casual correspondence. My polite reply to her email doesn't amount to anything more than a trivial note. I am not Epstein's victim. Epstein did not introduce me to Donald Trump. I met my husband by chance at a New York City party in 1998. This initial encounter with my husband is documented in detail in my book, Melania. The first time I crossed paths with Epstein was in the year 2000
out of this?
at an event Donald and I attended together. At the time, I had never met Epstein and had no knowledge of his criminal undertakings. Numerous fake images and statements about Epstein and me have been circulating on social media for years now. Be cautious about what you believe. These images and stories are completely false. I'm not a witness or a named witness in connection with any of Epstein's crimes. My name has never appeared in court documents, depositions, victim statements, or FBI interviews surrounding the Epstein matter. I have never had any knowledge of Epstein abuse of his victims. I was never involved in any capacity. I was not a participant, was never on Epstein's plane, and never visited his private island. I have never been legally accused or convinced of a crime in connection with Epstein's sex trafficking, abuse of minors, and other repulsive behavior. The false smears about me from mean-spirited and politically motivated individuals and entities looking to cause damage to my good name, to gain financially and climb politically, must stop. My attorneys and I have fought these unfounded and baseless lies with success and will continue to maintain my sound reputation without hesitation. To date, several individuals and companies have been legally obligated to publicly apologize and retract their lies about me, such as Daily Beast, James Carville, and HarperCollins, UK. Now is the time for Congress to act. Epstein was not alone. Several prominent male executives resigned from their powerful positions after this matter became widely politicized. Of course, this doesn't amount to guilt, but we still must work openly and transparently to uncover the truth. I call on Congress to provide the women who have been victimized by Epstein with a public hearing specifically centered around the survivors. Give these victims their opportunity to testify under oath in front of Congress with the power of sworn testimony. Each and every woman should have her day to tell her story in public if she wishes, and then her testimony should be permanently entered into the congressional record. Then, and only then, we will have the truth. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I love how in the background, the press commentator was still talking over the speech. And it allowed inserts of little nuggets going, what? And little contradictions that they were allowing to come through in the audio feed. That was really interesting.
That's what the media does, man. But with her, it's like, shut up, let her speak. But anybody else, like, oh, because CNN did it for years,
Well, you'd think they'd want to be shut up at this point and let Melania speak, considering she is going out and speaking in contradiction to what her husband has been saying, that the Epstein thing is a hoax, it needs to be shut down, blah, blah, blah. She is declaring the exact opposite of everything that Trump has said. She is pushing for the exact opposite of everything Trump has been trying to do with this case. She wants it to come out. He wants it buried. And it says, Zero, we all know that Chester Bennington and Chris Cornell were about to reveal Pizzagate, which was every island and everyone, not just one island and one set of people. That is true. And it said, who would consider her a weakness to the plan? Dashanized goes on to say, unusual word usage for someone who lacks an understanding of the language. Not sure what that means there. Are you talking about Zero, or are you talking about Melania? Because I personally thought, Melania articulated herself fairly well there.
She's very articulate, very educated, very well spoken. I mean,
yeah. You're not going to have a perfect understanding. I mean, like take Louise for instance. She's Scottish, not Russian, but her language, she's gotten way better at speaking English. But when I first met her, her accent was so thick, I had to have her repeat herself 2 or 3 times just to understand what the fuck she was saying. Like I to quote Robin Williams, "Go drinking with a Scotsman, because you can't fucking understand it before." So it would not be surprising that that thick accent is going to have some translational issues. Zero goes, in her mind, it would have been weak to not speak out and defend herself. Quite right, Zero. Quite right.
That is true. I mean, her strength is her talk. I mean, the way she speaks gracefully, that's her big strength there, man.
Okay. Dash and Ice clarifies. She did great. She was not the weakness. Okay. Thank you for clarifying that, because I was genuinely confused as to what you were trying to say, my friend. But I've been thinking about this ever since this whole thing broke. The red pill community has been really big on the idea of the woman being subservient to the man. The whole cook, clean, suck, fuck, and shut the fuck up type ideal. That women are better seen, not heard. And we've talked about this before, citing issues like, bad relationship choices, a tendency to vote a certain way based on emotions or the promise of something in return, like say welfare to a welfare mom kind of thing, or any other varying issues. Hell, even the story of Genesis, where the snake tempted Eve to eat the fruit of the knowledge of tree of good and evil. Okay, a lot of people in the red pill community would say, a woman should not be allowed to vote, choose her own husband, or speak out of turn in general. Generally, kind of a Muslim ideology there, to say the least. And I'm not going to sit there and weigh in on that one way or another, but I do find it interesting that, the red pill community pushes this narrative, but now Melania Trump, the first lady of the Republican Party, is now leading the way in demanding that these files be released. And maybe she'll even take on other causes as well, such as the war in Iran, other subsequent issues, the bad people that Trump is being surrounded by. Jones and Candice Owens have been propagating the Lord of the Rings idea of what happened in the Two Towers, where the King of Rohan was under a spell, weak, old, feeble, and he had Worm Tongue whispering in his ear, telling him all the bad shit, misleading him, being a bad advisor. And then in comes Gandalf and breaks the curse. Jones propagated that with himself as the wizard. He did a little AI thing. Candice Owens had a meme depicting it as well on her podcast in her response to Trump yesterday as well. So it's very interesting to note that everybody's kind of jumping on this bandwagon and pointing out this Lord of the Rings, King of Rohan type scenario that Trump seems to have found himself in. And it's interesting to note that Melania is the one taking charge in the Republican side of things, when the Republican Party, for a large majority, has been very red-pilled in the whole, woman cook, clean, suck, fucking shut the fuck up kind of scenario. So I find that to be an interesting twist. It's like the old saying, what a twist! So my question is, how is the Republican Party, especially the red pill, going to respond and react to Melania taking point and even taking the lead in this charge to get the Epstein files out and anything else she decides to take point on? I mean, this could be a huge turning point and may actually be what paves the way for a potential female presidential run and successful election of a woman to the presidential office.
It would have to be the right woman at the right time.
It would be, but with Melania taking point and taking charge like this could really negate a lot of the stigma that has been propagated, no woman in the White House kind of thing. This might be just the thing to pave the way for a woman president, if not this next election, maybe the following.
Yeah.
Zero had quite a few comments. Repost. I'd also like to point out this isn't the only island. It's just scraps to make the masses think that it's the only island. No, it's not the only island. I mean, you got many other islands. You got Zorro Ranch. You got the estates in New York. You got the underground tunnels and networks. There's a lot more to it. And it's like letting P. Diddy take the fall. I mean, that was only just one element of a bigger problem. I mean, they have to have a fall guy every now and again in order to appease the masses. But with Epstein, he was so vastly connected, they thought that it would just be another Diddy situation and go, oh, well, sacrifice the lamb and move on. No, and that'll appease the masses. But it didn't.
Oh, yeah, dude. This would be worse than the Diddy thing, man. Like, way worse. But the thing is, Diddy's alive. He ain't dead. I mean,
no.
But the thing is,
but he ain't singing either.
Yeah, I mean,
Epstein knew too much. He was too intimately connected. And they thought that, sacrificing that lamb would appease the masses and shut down the situation, but it only served to ignite the fire.
Now the question would be, who ordered it? Was it Mossad or the Clinton crime family?
Could have been a collaboration of both. Who knows? I mean, can we really rule out one over the other?
Well, not the stat, but they're saying now, well, he's alive. Like, okay, time out. I'm going to quote Ben Shapiro. Evidence. Where's the evidence?
Yeah, there was a video yesterday that surfaced of a photo of an alleged person that looked like Epstein and had the same armband tattoo, the same tribal that wrapped around his arm. With the advent of AI, it'd be really hard to distinguish whether or not this was authentic or not. And at this point, it kind of goes back to the same old shit we've been hearing for the past several decades. That Saddam Hussein wasn't actually killed and that they just hung a body double and Saddam Hussein's sitting pretty somewhere. Or that the reason they dumped Osama bin Laden's body in the ocean and didn't do forensics or any of that shit was because it really wasn't Osama bin Laden, and now he's sitting somewhere pretty, just living out his best life off scene.
They have those pictures too.
And that is a very distinct possibility, but at the end of the day, are they a prevalent threat? Are they still... if Epstein is still alive, is Epstein still Epstein doing what Epstein always did? Or is he just living a nice, quiet life? At which point, if he is alive and just living a nice, quiet life, the Epstein files alone, with a subsequent release of everything and criminal prosecutions and all that, is more than enough to bring down the whole house of cards. Yeah, you could seek out Epstein and verify that it's him or not him. And if it is him, get a testimony, blah, blah, blah. And that would undoubtedly blow this whole goddamn thing wide open. But at the same time, so with the Epstein files themselves, if the government actually did its job and the Orange Man and Toad Blanche weren't trying to bury it at the center of the fucking earth. Zero goes, I have new information. Human testing for de-aging has begun. It was successful in mice who were blind and regenerated the mice's eyesight. That's something that was going on at Zorro Ranch. Zero. They've already had successful human trials, apparently, and now this is apparently a public thing that they're doing trials on mice and whatnot. I heard a few weeks ago that they were doing human trials and clinical trials for an HPV vaccine. And that was big news, because the last time we had any breakthrough on an STD was the cure for, what was it, HIV or AIDS back in like 2010, 2011. And then what's his name started jacking up the fucking prices on the shit.
Well, there's already a cure for that, but the guy that had the cure ended up dying in prison.
What, the cure for AIDS or the cure for HPV?
AIDS, HIV, cancer, all that shit.
Well, it recently came out in declassified CIA documents that the cure for cancer was effectively dewormers. And they've known this since the 1960s. And it's only now just come out. So you got to figure, how many lawsuits are going to be brought against the United States government and the subsequent charities and research organizations like the Race for Cancer and Race for the Cure and all that, if those agencies knew and were in cahoots with the government, knowing that there was a cure, but were accepting money for a cure that was never going to be made public under the guise that they were researching for a cure, those are huge lawsuits. If the government itself, I mean, they're already fucked because the documents state that the government knew. But the subsequent agencies and charities that were taking all this money, if they knew, oh my God, can you imagine the backlash that's going to occur?
Big time.
I mean, you have Operation Artichoke about how they were poisoning the food, the vaccines, the water to dumb us down and make us sick. All that's now out.
Yeah.
I mean, the American people, once they are vastly made aware of this, are going to be pissed off. I mean, look it up. Operation Artichoke. Okay? Look up. Dewormers cure cancer.
Joe Rogan,
it's all public knowledge now, just in the past couple weeks, couple months.
Joe Rogan talked about that during the pandemic or the plandemic. And then CNN, ended up looking stupid.
Yeah. A lot of people did. It says, it goes back to my point where they were telling us what they are not showing us, what is really going on. If you want to, Tim Man, look into Palm Beach Pete, Tim Osmond. We've had patent numbers for the cure for cancer and AIDS since the 1990s. No doubt. No doubt.
Yeah, man.
I mean,
Big time.
and you can look up the patent numbers for COVID-19. They go back to what, 2006? Yet they say this was a new virus that broke out because of an uncooked bat in Wuhan, China. That was literally just right down the street from the biolab where the virus was said to have been housed.
Bird flu, swine flu, H1N1. I mean, when the bird flu and swine flu came around, like it wasn't like, oh, we got 6 feet apart. No, COVID was a pretty much a control. It was a fear tactic for 2.5 years.
Yeah, it was essentially the goddamn flu. It was essentially the flu.
And
I did not need to be slipping up with the GD. I apologize.
And what we went through violated the Nuremberg Code.
Yeah, Zero goes, I warned y'all in summer of 2019 about biochemical weapons about to be released on the public. I mean, well, we knew about that beforehand. I mean, you look at 9/11, The Road to Tyranny, when that documentary was made in 2002, he was talking about it. He was saying, and yes, they are preparing to release mass plagues upon the earth. That was in 2002 in his documentary, right at the opening of the damn documentary, 9/11, Road to Tyranny by Alex Jones. Yeah. He says it. Exactly. We've all been saying it. How long since the time I got on air was I warning about the advent of artificial intelligence, that it would come to fruition in its infancy in the early 2020s, 2024, 2025, around there. That's when things would really start kicking off. And then it would just spiral from there. How many years have I been saying it? And then I get accused of indulging in a Terminator fantasy. And here it is. Right here, right on time, just as I fucking said it would.
It was predicted in the movie 2001 Space Odyssey.
Yeah. It's all been predicted. It's not fucking rocket science like I have precognition or something. They've been telling us what they were planning for years.
For a long time.
9/11, the pandemic, AI.
Everything.
The Great Reset. How we were going to live in a fucking post-collapse society, like Divergent or Hunger Games. What is the two new movies that recently came out, One Battle After Another and Civil War? They brag about what they're planning, what they're trying to accomplish, and how they plan to do it.
I'd like to throw in some here real quick. Watch Dogs 2.
Yeah.
There's a thing on the 10-year plan. Robots. And I mean, you don't see it in movies or TV shows, but you also see it in books and also in comic books and video games too. Because
absolutely.
Look at Watch Dogs 2 and look at talk about Watch Dogs 2 10-year plan, and you'll see. And it takes the game takes place in the Silicon Valley, man. And it has to do with a lot of this.
The same shit.
Same shit, yeah.
And it's not at all surprising. There are too many variables to ignore. So it's not like I'm some warrior prophet that fucking pulled this out of my ass or got some divine beaming into my head from the Almighty. These people, these monsters, said what they wanted to do and how they were going to do it. And I got accused of being a conspiracy theorist and living in a Terminator fantasy. Damn it, it's here. I told you it would be here. I've been warning about it.
Yeah.
Fucking, what's his name? Yampolsky wrote the paper in 2009, 2010, somewhere around there, was interviewed on Alex Jones talking about the singularity and that AI would reach Skynet level by the late 2050s. And Thomas and I always joked and talked about, if it were going to happen, at the rate of progression of technology, AI and technology would reach the point of singularity and Skynet level consciousness probably by, like 2058, 2060, just based on general observation and how technology was progressing. We were able to deduce that. We're not experts in the field. It's just common sense shit. You look at the rate of technological growth. Okay. How do we get from point A to point B and how long does it take? It's like, how long does it take to get from Riverside County, California to Las Vegas? About 5 hours. It's not hard to do the fucking math, whether it be in terms of distance or in terms of years of technological progression. It's much the same math. Okay, a 5th grader can figure this shit out. And we were just sitting at a fucking coffee shop joking around and just figured this shit out. It's not hard. And yet I got fucking labeled a conspiracy theorist. And even to the point of saying that I'm living in a Terminator fantasy. My sister's ex-boyfriend, who got himself in trouble with Anonymous because he publicly attacked me on social media, not realizing that Anonymous followed everything I did back then. And then they read it and they're like, what's going on here? And then, all the dirty little details came out about the kind of person he was and the kind of shit that was going on in that household. And they went, and they went off on his ass. Okay? Because he called Anonymous a Terminator fantasy that I was indulging in. And they're like, we'll show you what's up, motherfucker.
It's all come to fruition, but over time. Not all at once, but over time.
Yeah.
It may be predicted back then, but hey, it's all coming out now.
Yeah.
And he said, well, no, that ain't true. You're all conspiracy theorists. No, we're not. We're pretty much past that.
Yeah. Even my own mother. Go ahead and finish your thought, and then I'll tell you this.
We're all past that. We're not spring chickens anymore, man. We're up there in age. I mean, we've been there, done it, seen it. No. Been there, done that, seen it, wherever, Yeah. But again, Tin Man, you and I know zero, it's not the end. No. It's just a continue ongoing repetition of distraction until, hey, guess what?
Here we are, motherfucker. And it's interesting because my mom back in the day, she was the one that woke me up to this shit. After 9/11 happened, she was looking for that documentary, Fahrenheit 9/11. And she happened across Road to Tyranny by Alex Jones. And she called me into her room because she had her own little setup in her room. She was kind of a recluse. She just chilled in her room doing her own thing. She'd call me in. She's like, Chris, you need to fucking watch this. And she sat me down, and I had never even heard of Alex Jones. And I'm like, where did you find this? She's like, well, I was looking for Fahrenheit 9/11, and I found this. You need to watch this. And it was 9/11 Road to Tyranny by Alex Jones. And I watched the full documentary from beginning to end. And I was just blown away. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then years later, I'm still on that fucking bandwagon. And she is like total 180 going, don't you think if it was going to happen, it would have happened by now? I'm like, don't you remember incrementalism? Putting the frog in the pot and then slowly increasing the temperature until the frog is cooked.
the guy that did that movie, he also did the Bowling for Columbine.
Yeah.
Which
I mean,
was a good documentary, but it flopped in the box office in a way. You know?
What, the guy who did Fahrenheit 9/11?
Yeah.
I hadn't even really heard much from him after that whole documentary. He just kind of faded into obscurity. You know, his name popped up, you know, maybe once or twice. Since then, I think this is probably the third time I've maybe heard his name since 2002. I mean, that's how far into obscurity that man has faded.
He only did like 2 documentaries for 9/11 and Bowling for Columbine, which came out a year or 2 after Columbine.
See, I'd never even heard of that one, but I did hear of Fahrenheit 9/11 and the subsequent features on that. But after that, we never really heard from him again. He just kind of faded into obscurity. But I find it interesting that, you know, I stayed on that bandwagon, and even the people that woke me up to the quote conspiracy theory world then flip the script and are like, well, don't you think if it was going to happen, it would have already happened by now? Like, wait a minute. You're the one who fucking showed me this shit. It's like, that was not even like 5 years ago. It's like, she showed me this shit in 2002 and in 2008. Don't you think if it were going to happen, it would have happened by now? It's like, what?
Michael Moore.
Yes, Michael Moore. Thank you, Zero. I could not think of his name, and I wasn't going to. Yeah, Michael Moore.
He did both. No. He did 3 documentaries for 9/11, Bowling for Columbine, and then another one talking about the Wall Street shit, man. Wall Street.
Yeah, they occupied Wall Street. I think that was one of the last major times we heard from him. Was his Occupy Wall Street documentary. And that's an interesting note. Yeah, that's an interesting note as well, because we don't really hear much in terms of what happened with Occupy Wall Street. Nothing really happened there. That was a legitimate protest. And now you got things like No Kings, and then you had the yearly Million Mask March that Anonymous had started doing, and it kind of just became a tradition rather than an actual protest. You know, it just became like almost a celebration thing.
Real quick.
What?
When we had the Occupy Wall Street, we had Occupy Fresno, right? Okay.
Yeah.
We had 2 members of the sheriff department come out and say that the protest violates city ordinance.
There's no such thing as protest violating city ordinances. You can't obstruct traffic and whatnot.
I replied, I go, the protest is protected under free speech. It don't violate anything, you know. But it's best to do it peacefully.
Yeah, you can't obstruct roadways. You can't engage in violent uprisings, kind of thing like that. Like riots or anything, you know, a protest to a riot, 2 very different things. Riots are definitely not protected under the First Amendment for sure.
No.
Yeah, 5/1 and 11/5 were on days, as pointed out by Zero. Yeah, but again, you know, those kind of just faded into obscurity, became kind of just offhanded tradition versus legitimate protest. And I pointed out during the last No Kings event, you know, is the No Kings movement kind of going that same direction? That's my questioning. And I also see we got quite a few people joining us on Rumble. Since we got a total of 8 viewers on Rumble right there, but it also says 2 on there. I'm not sure how many people we actually got on Rumble, but comments are open. Feel free to join in the chat. Your comments won't necessarily appear on the feed unless you're commenting from YouTube, but I can see your comments and I will be quick to respond to those as well. So feel free to all our Rumble followers tuning in. Feel free to join in the conversation. Again, we're talking about Melania's press release going against everything Donald Trump has been saying and doing regarding the Epstien files. Currently talking about protests becoming empty traditions and so on and so forth. And Zero goes, no kings. There are some Congress people that have been there longer than those in the protests have been alive. Fair point. Fair point.
Yeah.
But in terms of legitimate movements, Melania, she's really kind of lighting a fire here. I mean, evidently, she's really pissed off Donald Trump, and he's going out attacking Alex Jones and Candice Owens and so forth. What do you think is going to come of that? What do you think it's going to reach a point to where Trump is going to have to face these people and go, and they then look at him and go, no, we're not against you. These people have been lying their asses off. Here's what we really think and why we think it. And then Trump's going to be like, oh, he's going to have that just divine moment of clarity. Or do you think that it's going to be Melania that's going to be leading the forefront and getting Trump back on track, or at the very least derailing all these bad moves that Trump is doing?
I think it'll be a big frying pan to the nuts politically, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
because she's saying it's not fake, it's legit, it's real. And he's saying, no, it's not. No, it's not. It's not real.
Yeah. So is it going to reach a point to where the activists like Alex Jones are going to and Trump are going to wind up facing off, and Trump's going to get hit with the truth directly? Or is it Melania that's going to get him to wake up? Or is she going to attempt to derail him and effectively wind up in a divorce during his presidential run, and the two of them wind up getting divorced during this administration?
I think I probably see to see divorce, because I mean he fucked up last 2 times in marriages and shit. Like, dude.
Yeah. And now she's railing against him and exposing the bullshit. So it's going to be a wonder. Is she going to be the catalyst that wakes him up? Or is he going to just be a stubborn ass and divorce her?
He would probably divorce her because he's trying to shut it down for his buddies and shit. And she's like, no, it ain't going to be put in the closet. No. Or,
yeah.
You know, this would not be buried. It has to be investigated. It has to be, you know, got to protect the survivors. You know, the survivors, two of them end up dying from suicide and
alleged suicide.
Alleged suicide.
One of them was hit by a fucking bus and survived, and then died under mysterious circumstances after the fact, after she stated unequivocally, I will not commit suicide.
Yeah.
Yeah, very mysterious circumstances.
It's like he'd rather protect the violators than the victims.
Yeah. And a lot of people, including those in his own base, are pissed about that. But he's getting fed all this information, all these fake polls, that everything he's doing is great and having a great effect, and that his base supports him in that. No, the exact opposite is true. And if somebody like Melania gets in there and shows him the real shit, I mean, she's brave enough to stand up to him, and he might get pissed off at first, but if she comes in and sits him down and goes, look, dude, here's the facts. Everything you think you know is a fucking lie. Here it is, right here. Here's the truth. Everything you think is true is a lie. Here's the evidence. Here's the truth. Here's the real facts. And at which point is it going to be that moment of clarity, and he's just going to be blown away and be like, oh shit. And then we're going to see mass firings across the board with Toad Blanche and so many others getting canned. And he just going scorched earth on these motherfuckers. I mean, if he figures out that he's been lied to and he's been had, he's going to be pissed. So I'm hoping that maybe Melania will wind up being the voice of reason for him. I really do hope that's going to be the case.
I think there's going to be a point where Marla Maples comes in and takes the sides of Melania.
Oh, I guarantee you most of MAGA is probably going to be siding with Melania.
Wife number 2 comes to the aid of wife number 3.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people are probably going to be siding with Melania on this. And if it becomes a freaking uprising against Trump with all these people, because there's a lot of people in the presidential cabinet who are on the right team that are too afraid to speak out against Trump. But if they got Melania that they can hide behind and they back her up, and Melania goes to Trump and say, listen, motherfucker, sit down, shut up, and look at the real facts. You've been fucking had. I wonder if maybe we might see a legitimate turning point and not turning point USA.
What we need to see is the fired military leaders behind Melania.
Well, yeah, I mean, Trump completely ignored everybody in the Pentagon to listen to people like Lindsey Graham. Like, why the fuck would you listen to him? Why would you listen to fucking...
Why would you also listen to a guy...
Mark Lindell and all these others?
Also, why would you want to listen to a guy in a Israeli bikini and a beard?
That was a creepy image. Not gonna lie, that was a creepy fucking image. Zero posted some comments. Let me backtrack here. Why am I not moving? Move, motherfucker. So they tried it with Biden. Biden was a prototype 47. Isn't Trump, guys? I'm not sure what will show people this, but I see it. Never mind. I'm just a crazy guy that's seen too much, and everything government is bad. Well, I mean, there's no doubt that everybody in government is pretty well bad and only the bad people make it to the top echelons. And that's a big question. I mean, you look at fucking, Kent, who recently resigned?
Yeah.
And a top Israeli operative goes, how the fuck did this guy make it past the vetting process? Publicly said it. It's like, how the fuck did Kent make it past the vetting process?
No.
They're not even hiding it that these people are vetted for power. So it kind of goes without saying.
Does, but I mean, it's kind of good to see her. I mean, for her to come out and say what she said, because right there, I mean, it's like instead of doing it's all boom, done.
Yeah. Exactly. So it's going to be the question, how's this going to play out? Is this going to wind up in a divorce, or is she going to lead the charge in the wake-up call for Donald Trump? will he listen to his wife?
Divorce.
Because if anybody's going to be able to reach him, it's going to be his wife.
Divorce, I don't see, but I do see the other end, the other one.
Her leading the charge as a wake-up call?
Yeah.
I mean, I hope so. Donald Trump is a stubborn one, to say the least.
Yeah. Also, she is his kryptonite because anything. I mean, if he fucks up, she could pull a Ivana or Ivana Trump.
She could, and plus, if another variable, you look at the Christianist movement that is happening within MAGA and the Republican Party, the religious Christian revival that is taking place. Whether you agree with the Zionist movement or not, there is that revival of Christianity that is happening in this nation. And a lot of that does have to do with Donald Trump and the things that he campaigned on and pushed. Now, divorce is not generally a very popular notion.
No.
In the Christian community, except in extreme circumstances such as abuse, adultery, stuff like that. Whereas a petty personal dispute, and if he, especially in terms of something like this, if he moves to divorce her because she is pushing for the Epstien files to be released and for justice to be done, if he files and moves to divorce her because of that,
he's fucked.
His approval rating will be in the negatives.
Not just that.
He will be done. He will have committed political suicide with the Christians and the Christian Zionist community.
Well, not just that.
He would have
the ghost of the first wife. You have the ghost of wife number one come out and.
Yeah. Yeah, but can you imagine? Like, he needs the Christian community to back him up on this Zionist movement and pro-Israel stuff, which is already starting to see backlash. We've seen that time and time again, especially with him leaning on bullshit televangelists that only ever make sense when you turn the damn TV upside down. Like, seriously, why the fuck would you listen to a televangelist? The only time a televangelist... The televangelists don't make sense. Their theology is ass backwards and upside down. The only time their theology makes sense is when you turn the damn TV upside down. Like, why would you listen to those assholes? Seriously. But even at that, everybody is on the same page of wanting the Epstein files released, wanting to see justice for the victims and the swamp drained. If he divorces Melania because of her move to push for that, he's done. He's fucking done. He will lose support of the Christians and the Christian Zionist base, and his goose is cooked. Guys, and Zero
I may have to hear from a man.
What do you got? While you're looking that up, I'm going to go ahead and quote Zero's comments. She wants there to be trials for some sort of something that.
Isn't this something else?
What the fuck?
Your faith can do if you release it. Fred said, you just need to release your faith. You're holding your horses back. You got to just you're holding back. You let go. Man, always put something and put your best in. It keeps your faith moving, keeps it out there, just keeps it moving. Always give your best to God. Just keep your bahaba. There's also a person watching me. And as he prophesied, that anointing began to break that power of lack. And they begin to flow in that. Thank you. They begin to flow in that divine prosperity. Think manifestations of their faith and the word coming as seed. Oh, yeah. But God showed him how to use the eye of faith.
The brown eye more like it.
To release that, to loose to step out of where you are, to walk through that place. And I'm hearing the word break through something, getting through something, breaking through something, a breakthrough, a breakthrough, a breakthrough, a breakthrough, a breakthrough, a breakthrough. I'm hearing it loud. Breakthrough. A breakthrough, a breakthrough, breaking through, a breakthrough, breaking through. Here's the second part of it. Wow.
That is probably the best televangelist thing I've seen since televangelist Street Fighter. And on that note, when it comes to televangelists, I think you just hit the nail on the head.
That is Robert Tilton in the 1980s before he got caught for fraud. And what was that one lady? What was that one that one preacher lady's name that was at the White House?
White something. Her last name was White, I think. Fuck, I forget her name. But they're all a joke, and that just really hits the nail on the head. Just it makes you look at the televangelists and go.
That's what she said.
I got a solution for the televangelist problem. So yeah, I could never take televangelists seriously.
I think it was what name was what something White.
Yeah, her name was White something. I forget what her fucking name was. Feel free to look it up. But in any case, you know, if Trump moves to divorce Melania because of this, he will have lost the Christian base. Even if the televangelists continue to push and kiss his ass because of the AIPAC money, which I don't even know why they would even need AIPAC money if they even do take AIPAC money, because I mean, they probably do. I don't know. I'm just speculating at this point but I don't know that they would really need it. I mean, look at how many people they dupe into giving them money every fucking week. Like, you look at these people all over television, John Hagee and so forth. Fucking the Joel Osteens, like what's her name?
Let's see here.
I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear the prayer. We've already heard it. We're sick of it. What's the fucking name?
Here she is.
Oh God! For fuck's sake! Why?
What?
Strike and 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 strike until you have victory for every enemy.
What?
You. Let it be that we would strike the ground, for you will give us victory, God. I hear a sound of abundance of rain. I hear a sound of victory. I hear a sound of shouting and singing. I hear a sound of victory. I hear a sound of an abundance of rain. I hear a sound of victory. I hear a sound of an abundance of rain. I hear a sound of victory. The Lord says it is done. The Lord says it is done. The Lord says it is done. For I hear victory, 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 victory in the corridors of heaven. In the corridors of heaven, victory, 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 victory. For angels are being released right now. Angels are being released.
I don't think it's angels being released, honey.
There you go.
What was her name? That is all I wanted. What was her name?
Floating White. That's what you said.
Ow! Fuck me in the goat ass!
Okay. So getting back to the topic, pretty well safe to say if Trump divorces Melania because of this, he's going to lose the Christian base. the backers, you know, these pastors and whatnot, they might still back him and try to push for it. But I don't see that the vast majority of the Christian community would stay on board with him.
I could probably see Zero at home just dying and laughing wrong on the floor.
Oh, he probably is. He probably is. That's why we're not seeing any new comments from him, because he's rolling on the fucking floor. Zero, got a question for you, buddy. When you're done, when your sides stop hurting, answer me this: would you be interested in coming back on the roundtable as a permanent guest host, at least for the foreseeable future? You know, that way it's more than just me and Revan. You know, maybe even have
he says
your girl Jenny on it.
He says here on the topic, we discussed the single nation rising and the day before, and what every country that comes was bad. Israel is that country, therefore Israel bad.
Orange man bad. Okay.
This is the first
straw on the camel's back. Okay, so answer the question, Zero. Would you be interested in coming back and being a part of the roundtable as a semi-permanent guest host? Maybe even you and Jenny. I don't know if you want to bring your buddy Batman on or what. Maybe you and he can share a camera or something, but we'd like to have at least 4 people on the panel. Would you be interested? Connor's pretty much off doing his own thing. I'm pretty much I'm going to make the official announcement on this. Considering Connor's pretty well busy with everything he's got going on, we're just gonna make it. We tried to get Tommy Bird on a few times. It's very difficult to get him on. Same with Lucid, and now Connor's kind of busy with what he's going on in his personal life and with his dojo, his daughter's dojo. So pretty much where I'm going to position this is he will be a guest host that everybody's pretty much, it's just going to be a volunteer basis from now on.
Yeah.
I want to rephrase me, Revan, Zero, and whoever wants to come on as a permanent.
I want to rephrase here
on a volunteer basis. You're under no obligation. It's strictly voluntary. And then Connor, Lucid, and Tommy Bird, they'll pretty much be guest hosts that can pop in at leisure as they want to. And we'll just kind of leave it at that until further notice. So
I want to rephrase here on what Zero said. Oh, this is the first straw on the not the camel's back, but the camel's toe.
Ouch! Ouch, bro. Just ouch. I don't know what to respond to that with. What?
Me neither.
I guess I'll just give applause. Or maybe, considering we're talking about vaginas. I mean, I got nothing else. Brother.
You're right.
But yeah, Connor, Tommy Bird, and Lucid, we'll move those 3 to guest hosts that can pop in at their leisure. And if Zero's interested, it'll be you, Revan, myself, Zero, and his girl, Queen Jenny, as the regular volunteer panel. And we'll just leave it at that. But getting back to the topic, we got about 25 minutes left.
I can hear it now. If it does happen, I probably hear, "Get out."
Maybe.
Dude, I know, dude. It's funny. Just. I mean, I could come up with some sarky shit, and they're like, "Get out."
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're always getting yourself in trouble. I mean, I've had the same YouTube channel for years. Never once get shut down. Yeah, you get shut down all the damn time. Like, what? How does that happen, dude? Any news on that? Let's go ahead and talk to the audience. You had an issue with some of your social media yesterday.
I've been good with what I got but with X, it's the only platform. If you try to appeal, you get denied. It's like basically you're getting a social media version of a cock block, pretty much.
Okay, so what happened exactly? Because we do plug your social medias in the opener. So if somebody goes to find your social media and they can't find you on X, do explain to the audience what has happened.
I went to my X page and to do some reading, and all of a sudden your account is suspended for multiple violations. Now, this is what I don't get, okay? I like to share some funny stuff, but also some thought-provoking stuff. Just a little share, nothing too serious, but yet...
I'm going to go ahead and give you a point on this. I will be right back.
To give the people kind of a thought-provoking, but kind of a kind of thing, Yeah. But all of a sudden, boom.
Yeah. Okay. I'm trying to give it to you.
So I'm done with X. I'm done. I'm done. I mean, this is the straw that broke. This is the straw that broke the camel's toe. Pretty much, man.
Okay. So, where can people generally find you now?
You can find me here on YouTube on Anonymous Republic Network. Anonymous. I'm in the Y Network. You can find me on Rumble on the Council of Generation X. You can find me on Minds on Anonymous Republic Network, Tumblr.com/Anonymous Liberty Media, MeWe, Anonymous Manawati Sec Network, and Gab, Sarcastic Genetics Network, all that shit,
Okay.
It's just that you got to really just because you can only take so much of this kind of shit, man.
Yeah.
So it's really at a point that I'm done with X. I'm like, fuck it, I'm done. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm going to continue to post your videos and whatnot. Anytime you go live, I will make sure that yours gets posted to all TWWRN outlets. In the meantime, go ahead and carry the conversation real quick. I will be right back. Give me a few minutes.
But you guys can find me on as well as
I'll be right back.
Getter and Mastodon. Here I'll give a list of where I'm at here. You guys can find me on let's see here. You guys can find me on Anonymous Mando Network, on Parler, and on Getter. You can find me on Sarcastic Genetics Network on Getter. But on Mastodon, you can check me out on Mastodon as well. Let's say mastodon.com/RevanAuto76. And but you can also check me out on Truth Social as well. It's Anonymous Mendo Crew 76 on Truth Social. And yeah, I am on Truth Social. So I left X for Truth Social. So it's kind of yeah, I mean it's just really haven't really have much luck with X or Twitter or Titter or Clitter, according to Bubba J. or Twitter, according to Bubba J. But yeah, I mean, it just really, you know, plus the whole AI thing now Grok, since we have AI now, that would pretty much do the worst job.
You talking, man? Can't have dead air.
Iron Man.
Oh, sorry about that. I had to race like a piss horse.
I did sign up for True Social.
Okay. You did set up a True Social?
Yeah.
Oh, he's gonna get. You were gonna get his panda. I'm there so quick. Love you, man, but he's gonna get us killed.
It's anonymous Mendo crew, man.
Nice. So I'll do the updates on all that over the weekend. Over my weekend. My weekends are Mondays and Tuesdays. So I'll get the updates on the intros. Make the appropriate changes there.
This Monday, this Monday is going to be
a special broadcast, a special roundtable broadcast.
But before, viewer discretion be advised. This is for educational only, not entertainment. This is educational and informative only.
Yeah, okay? Educational and informative.
This is no joke. Tomorrow's Monday's broadcast is going to be a part 2, but there's going to be more information that would definitely
part 2 to what? Clarify.
To the talk of organized government gang stalking.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, because people are going to be like, part 2 to what? Okay, so you're going to be doing a part 2 to
we did a 4-hour last year, which was like one of the top 5 episodes on the roundtable. That really,
yeah, I think that broke current records in terms of what we got in terms of viewership. And now that we are on all these other streams, Rumble, YouTube, X, those feeds are going to get a lot further, I think. And I'm sorry I had to get up. I had to race like a piss horse. I swear to God, one thing I need to get for this studio is a fucking pissing jar. That way I can just sit and freaking piss right here on camera. It's okay, we're going to continue on this conversation while I'm pissing in a giant jar.
This was last year it was a monumental.
Sweet tea.
Oh no, it was a monumental episode of the roundtable that really, I mean, again, the episode broke some record on this channel here, man. You know,
it did.
I mean, there's a lot of people that came on here and watched. I mean, the viewership was fucking high.
Yeah, it was nuts. It was, I think it was probably the most people we had on the roundtable since we had started. And even now, we're doing very well. Rumble in particular, we're getting a lot of views on Rumble right now, and we got a lot of views on fucking YouTube as well. So I can't say that we're not doing very well in terms of views, but that particular topic of gang stalking seems to be a really prevalent topic for a lot of people, and it really resonates and really hits home for a lot of people. And I would not mind expounding on that and looking at some more people who have potentially been gang stalked. So when we go live on that, I'd love to hear from other potential victims of gang stalking in the comment section. Maybe we'll get them on to hear their stories as well.
There's one that has died because of it, and that goes back 12, 13 years. The name is Myra May, 31 years old. He was an attorney. Yeah, I remember that. His passing was on the news where he lived and where he died, and he died of suicide by cop.
Yeah,
and young guy.
This shit ain't no joke.
Young guy, 31 years old. A very young attorney, man, very prominent, man. Fuck, man, and plus, when you look at the guy that created the program, the guy wrote the book called How to Catch a Demon. I remember the book here, but the way the book was written, in my opinion, I think you wrote it to gloat, to brag, you know.
It's possible.
But it'll be on Monday around 7-ish, 8-ish.
Around 7:00 your time, Central or Pacific Standard Time.
Yes.
I did the publication for it last night.
Yeah, saw that.
Because there was quite a bit of. Yesterday was chaos. So we were supposed to do that interview this morning, and then I got offered OT, but I couldn't take it because we were doing the interview. But then she lets us know that we have to push it back to Monday. So everything just turned into a big mess, and it's not her fault. It was just I got thrown a lot of curveballs yesterday, and I wound up getting very flustered. So we did eventually get it sorted out. It was just mostly a lot of issues that, you know, when it rains, it's one of those situations where when it rains, it pours.
Yeah.
But we did get for our audience, we did get it sorted out. The biggest caveat was just very poor communication in terms of what we actually wanted to do and when we wanted to do it. It's just kind of like, okay, we're doing this. I'm assuming we're doing it, but I didn't take the initiative and do follow-ups and make sure that everybody was still on board. And then it got turned into a mess. And that was really my fault. I own this on that one. That is my fault 110%.
But we managed to fix it though. We managed to fix it up, fix it and get things out of the way and kind of get things all. And it will be Monday at 7, Monday evening at 7. And
it will be. We'll be doing a special 90-minute roundtable interview this Monday at 9 p.m. Central Time, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So if you're in the West Coast area, it'll be 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you're more in the Midwest or the South, it'll be about 9 p.m. Central Time.
And Eastern Time, there'll be about what?
Probably about 10 o'clock.
Okay.
Eastern Time.
Okay.
Yeah, which is fine. Again, a lot of this was my fault because I didn't do Tin Man TV on Wednesday. And again, I just made the assumptions that everything was set in stone when we initially talked about it. And I didn't do the follow-ups like I should have. So that is on me. I do apologize to you, Reverend.
What we can do now, Tuesday evening, tomorrow, Tuesday evening.
Tomorrow, Sunday.
Oh,
it's Saturday, bro.
Sunday. Tuesday evening, we'll do a recap on Great Jedi TV on the interview Monday. Because Tuesday, not Sunday, Tuesday.
Stop trying to run me through my weekend. I'm not even through my weekend yet. Okay, my weekends are Mondays and Tuesdays. Do not rush me through my damn weekend before
Tuesday, I have a round 2 of my driving test. So, and
best of luck to you on that one. Watch the Google. It's going to try to run you off the road.
Fuck. But the evening, we'll do a recap on Great Jedi TV and what we learned and what the viewers learned, because that's the point where we get down to the nitty fucking gritty here, man. You know, I mean, it's legit there, man. You know,
yeah.
Because Monday's broadcast is going to be another monumental, but it's not entertaining. It's going to be informative and educational, because the thing is, look, you got some dumbass sick motherfuckers that get off on people's misery, you know.
Yeah.
And I mean, it could be anybody. It could be me. It could be Tin Man. It could be Zero. You know, anybody, and I know it. But there are people out there who are survivors and trying to live a normal life, but they can't because this fucking thing is like constantly throwing them a monkey wrench in their way of having a normal life.
Yeah. So many people want to make everybody else's life a living hell because they're miserable. And there are also extenuating factors. Some people work in areas of government, even if they're not in the government per se, but have government jobs like a social worker or TSA, air traffic control, or any other areas working in the government sector, where you could wind up getting blacklisted and your life wind up being made a living hell. Even if you didn't do anything and you just kind of wound up on the wrong side of a conflict of some sort between employees, you could wind up blacklisted.
I was given a heads up last night about Monday's broadcast. I mean, we might have some, how you say, some flying monkeys per se. That would not very nice flying monkeys. I mean, we don't.
Okay, so we're to expect a lot of shit talking in the comments section.
Yes,
I'm done with that. I was always the one that was put out there to be attacked. I'm used to it. I'm fine with it.
So, just want to put it out there and let her know that we're good. We've done this before. We dealt with people like that for the last over a decade. We got it in the bag, but we still want to give the viewers a heads up on seeing some shit talking flying monkeys, man. That kind of
stuff. It is to be expected when we do broadcasts like this. Recently, when I made comments about the recent space launch, I had some grievances and some caveats, and that opened up a firestorm. And honestly, I thought it was funny as fucking hell. People thought they were hurting me, and I'm just laughing. I'm laughing at them, and I took it as an opportunity, and everybody else bitched up. So, but stuff like that is to be expected. If we are talking about something controversial or we have a victim of this type of stuff going on, such as gang stalking, they are going to be they're going to wind up being targets. So do expect that when we have an interview like this, or we are touching on a particularly sensitive topic, we might get some discontent in the comment section. So just bear with us.
Zero question here. Are y'all still using StreamYard?
Yes. The way it works, we integrate StreamYard into Rumble and then Rumble out through all the adjacent streams. So, if you would like to, Zero, you are welcome to come back onto the roundtable via StreamYard, which we stream to Rumble and then out through there.
I've been using StreamYard for over a decade.
Yeah.
Over a decade. And the one that got me into using it was Zero.
Yeah.
And I've been using it ever since. I'll use Streamlabs, but that's only a solo live broadcast. But
I wouldn't even bother with Streamlabs. I would say go do what I do, StreamYard into Rumble into all the other adjacent programs.
But I use mostly StreamYard because it's much easier to use, and plus I've already got things already handled, and so it's pretty much set.
Okay, and Zero says it's not his choice. He'll want to talk privately about that. So that's not something that's set in stone yet, audience. We're gonna have to talk to Zero privately and see if that's what he would like to do, and when he would like to start that, if he does in fact agree to do it. But Zero, we will get Reverend and I will get with you privately on that, and we will hash out the details on that and see where it goes. Again, nothing's set in stone. You're under no obligation. I just wanted to extend the invitation out to you.
Yeah, man. I mean, we're not forcing, man. It's your own free will, bro. I mean, it's your own free will. You know, it's your thing.
Yeah. Hosting on the roundtable is strictly voluntary. So either you'd be a regular voluntary, or you would be like Connor, Tommy Bird, and Lucid, a voluntary guest host at leisure. So that if you even wanted to do it at all is entirely up to you. We will talk about that privately, but I do want to publicly extend the invitation to come back to the roundtable.
Yeah,
as a formal full-time guest host. Volunteer host on the roundtable.
Yeah, man. You're good, man. You're good.
All right. So we got about 10 minutes left. Reverend, where do you want to take it from here?
I would say I'm glad that Melania Trump did what she did. I mean, I'm glad she came out and completely just blasted her old man out of the water, man. I mean, he's trying to bury it. She's trying to keep it alive. Where look, we got to protect the victims and survivors, and throw the violators in the volcano and turn them into putty, into human fungu.
Yeah, justice does need to be served. The victims deserve justice. They deserve to have their stories heard and to receive justice for the crimes that were done against them. And the American people deserve to see justice brought to fruition, because how many American children or children in general have been kidnapped and used as sex toys and human sacrifices and food for cannibal events? And unlawful scientific experiments. It's the list of atrocities are too many to mention. And a lot of this was perpetrated against not only the victims that we know of, but countless others who were never seen or heard from again, who just disappeared. Exactly. Those people deserve justice. Those people deserve to have justice served in their names, even if we never even know the victims' names. I mean, you could argue that the people who survived and are able to testify were lucky. I don't know. I mean, who would be more lucky? The ones that have to live with that shit and the memory of what happened to them, or those who are dead and the suffering is over for them? I mean, I'm not sure who's more lucky on that one. Who you would consider more lucky there. But at the end of the day, they all deserve justice. The American people deserve justice. We've had a government that has openly, through Operation Artichoke, declared that they want to poison us via our food, vaccines, or water, to dumb us down, make us complacent and weak and sick, to the point that we die, and they die a slow and methodical depopulation-centered death while they charge us every step of the way. It's all out now. We deserve justice. And a lot of this was filtered and centered around Epstien and the people he was involved with. We need justice. We need something done. And Melania pushing for this to come out. Melania, you are a godsend, my dear. And I pray to God that you can be the voice of reason to your husband and get through to him and wake him up to the people that are essentially the worm tongues surrounding him, and wake him up and break him out of that spell, like the King of Rohan in Lord of the Rings, Two Towers. Please be that light that wakes him up and can reach him and turn this around, please, because you may be our light at the end of the tunnel, honey. So God bless you, Melania. Thank you for
I think
taking
she's
the
new.
step that you did.
I think she's a new tip of the spear, man.
She might be. She might be the one holding the spear and chucking it and whopping Trump with it. It's like, wake up, bro. It's like, you stop acting like a douchebag or no more yum yum. It's like, no more yum yum in the bum bum. No more nookie. You do it all for the nookie, but you ain't get the cookie until you turn around.
Exactly.
You know, if anybody's gonna listen, if anybody can get through to a man, it's his wife. So I pray to God that that's what happens, and that she can be the voice of reason to the president of the United States.
Either she uses a frying pan or a 9-iron. Verbally.
Well, let's hope she doesn't go and throw a frying pan at him or something. Like, come on, let's not go that far.
No, not saying verbally throw a frying pan or 9-iron. Or a 3-wood.
The proverbial sense. I got you. Now I just got that image in my head. I might have to make that an AI image later. Melania whopping Trump with a frying pan or something. Oh my goodness.
Or a 3-wood.
My God. We did do one of
or the
Donald
butter.
Trump is Baby Huey.
Or the putter.
The butter? What about the butter? Explain the butter.
Shoving it up his ass.
Shoving butter up his ass? Why are you shoving butter up his ass?
Golf putter.
Oh, golf putter. I thought you were talking about butter. I'm like, what? Like, why are we shoving butter up somebody's ass? That seems kind of redundant. I mean, is that how the aliens get the satellite up your ass?
There's an 80-foot satellite dish sticking out of your ass.
I don't know. I don't know.
It's probably a Jewish satellite.
You just had to go. You just had to trigger it, didn't you? Just had to do it.
Yes, I went there.
You went there.
Yes, I went there.
Of course you did.
I went there.
Of course you did. You're a vicious bastard. I'm trying to find this image real quick. My phone is not wanting to work for some reason.
I'll help.
No.
For angels have even descended back from Africa right now. From Africa right now. They're coming here. In the name of Jesus. From South America. They're coming here. From Africa. From South America. Angelic forces. Angelic reinforcement.
Can somebody explain that fucking bullshit to me? That fucking talking in tongues bullshit. It's fucking bullshit, man. Okay, you read the fucking Bible. You have two versions of tongues. Speaking in tongues, which allows you to speak to a foreign people in their language, even if you don't understand it, or the interpretation of tongues, which allows you to understand by way of the Spirit, translates a foreign language to you. Where do you get this penguin up my ass bullshit? Where'd you make that shit up? That's never been a biblical concept. Some made up new age bullshit, man. What are you playing?
Oh,
I was looking at the Rumble feed. It's like, sorry, is he playing something again? What the hell?
Who put a penguin up whose ass?
I don't know. I always thought Mark Zuckerberg was a chain smoking penguin rapist, but
I thought it was more of a goose beak.
Goose beak.
Or a duck bill, it'll call it. I don't know, duck bill.
right, here you go. Found it. I'm gonna make myself full screen on here so I can actually show this. You guys are gonna love this.
Okay.
It is Baby Huey. Or Donald Trump is Baby Huey.
Oh, here you go.
Yeah.
That'd be a funny ass shirt.
Donald Trump is Baby Huey, man. I don't know how well you can see it. Can you see that okay?
I think it's more of Baby Trumpy.
Baby Trumpy. Baby Trumpy. Did I post that one? Let me see if I can find that one. That one was a good one. I don't know if I posted that one, but that one was great. I actually made a Baby Trump thing recently. Let me see if I can find it.
We gotta do a shirt of Melania Trump. Three different versions where a fry pan is at his head, a 3-wood to his noggin, and a putter up his ass.
I mean, I think that's a bit much, but
and also a 9-iron to his nuts.
You see, this is why you get banned from your social medias, just so you know. This is the kind of shit that gets you banned, brother. That's where you're fucking yourself.
Well, I'm just out there just throwing out an idea, man.
I don't know if y'all can see it. Can you see that clearly?
The Simpsons, nice.
Not the Simpsons. Guys, that is Baby Trump and Baby Netanyahu crying because the baby Ayatollah won't let him play with the Strait of Hormuz.
I hope it's not one of Melania's toys, man.
Oh, come on, be nice to Melania. She's on our side, man.
I know that. I'm just kidding, man. Just hope it ain't Kamala's toys, man.
Ah! These are making you go, ugh.
Shit, no walk she waddles when she walks.
Oh, dude, maybe we should. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and start putting this turkey in the oven. Again, if you would like this broadcast, share the live feed, share the retransmission, and check out our online store. Tons and tons.
She waddles when she.
What? Stop! Stop! Yeah, check out our online store. Tons of great merchandise, hats, posters, stickers, many t-shirts, many varying designs. We got the No Kings. You're probably going to have No Kings protest this summer. Get your No Strings protest shirt, your TWRN shirt like what I'm wearing.
And the Flower of Life.
You got the Flower of Life shirts. You got TWRN hats like what I'm wearing. Thermoses, coffee mugs, shot glasses, cell phone cases, and bumper stickers, and so much more to come, all at the TWWRN store at REALTWWRN.printify.me. Check it out. You won't be disappointed. And even if that's not your cup of tea, brothers and sisters, it costs you nothing to share the live feeds and follow us on our varying social medias, X, YouTube, Rumble, Facebook, all at REALTWWRN.
And next month,
and at his social medias. Revan, go ahead and plug your social medias real quick.
Gab, Minds, MeWe, Gutter, Parlor, Tumblr, Mastodon, YouTube, TikTok, Truth Social, Scoops. And next month at the store, there'll be a shirt of Kamala Harris shooting a pong ball out of her ass and shooting a cat.
I didn't sign on for that. I didn't sign off that. You sick little monkey.
And also a t-shirt of Joe Biden shoving a cone up his ass.
Motherfuck, noise.
You want that? You want those shirts? This is how it is.
$15, little man. Put that shit in my hand.
All right, for real. All right. On that note, let's go ahead and cue us some outro music here. I don't know that we can really go anywhere else with this topic. So we will be back Monday evening with the roundtable interview. The subject, of course, is political and organized gang stalking. So be sure to join us there, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9 p.m. Central Time.
And
as always,
and Tuesday evening is Great Jedi TV at 7 o'clock Pacific Dinner Time and 9 o'clock Central Time.
Yeah, and will that be an official set time, Revan?
Yes. It'll be a standard time, permanent time. We're going to do a recap from Monday evening's broadcast and
right.
what we all learned, and we'll pick up from there as well.
All right, that works. So until next time, I'm Tim Man, Chris Sheldon with the Worldwide Resistance Network. Reverend Ordo, thank you. And thank you to everybody who participated in the comments. This has been a great broadcast.
And
as
don't
always,
forget to spay and neuter your local neocon, rhino, progressive, liberal.
he's trying to get me banned just like he's trying to get himself banned.
And for
I
free,
think this is his life's invasion.
and for free, we'll give you we'll help spay neuter a communist, socialist, Marxist, maybe even a couple of dill holes from the DNC.
Calm down, bro. See, this is why you get yourself banned. This is why you get yourself banned, bro. You gotta learn some tact. I love you to death, man. And you gotta be careful with what and how you say shit.
And plus, we'll sell tickets to the ping pong shot. Well, put this way, we're having an event set for July 4th. We're gonna have some Kamala Harris shooting a ping pong ball out of her ass and shooting and go for it.
Anyway, moving on. I, of course, am the Tin Man, Chris Sheldon with the Worldwide Resistance Network. This is also Revan, the man who is hell bent on getting us kicked off the air at any cost.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's called satire. It's
satire.
Satire. This is what we do. It's satire. It's mainly sarcastic and just relax.
I'm not sure who was worse, you or Aaron. Aaron pulled no punches, man, with his fucking dick fingers for rapists and shit. Like, dude pulled no punches when he was doing the Friday dessert.
Well, I mean, the question is, are lesbians really hard with fingers? I mean, come on now.
There he goes. There he goes. We get kicked off the air, and you don't see us next week. You know why? But again, for the third time, I am the Tin Man, Chris Sheldon.
Again, it's satire, folks. It's only satire. I am Reverend Ordo. It is satire.
And this has been the Roundtable with the Worldwide Resistance Network. If you are watching this, you are the resistance. Until Monday
don't
night.
Let the bed bug put their foot in your ass.
You and your bed bugs. Until next time, stay strong, stay safe, never give up, and God bless you all. Peace. You are the resistance.